Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Sarah Hamilton and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Tensions in the Middle East continue to escalate as officials say Iran fired on 3 ships in the Strait of Hormuz on Wednesday and seized 2 of them. The incident comes just 1 day after the U.S. extended a ceasefire while maintaining a naval blockade on Iranian ports. The Strait of Hormuz is a critical shipping route with about 20% of the world's oil passing through it. Experts say the conflict is driving up global energy prices, with oil now above $100 per barrel. So far, no injuries have been reported, but officials warn the situation could continue to disrupt global trade. The standoff between the U.S. and Iran remains ongoing. The Pentagon announced Wednesday that Navy Secretary John Phelan is leaving his position effective immediately. Officials did not provide a specific reason for his departure. A senior administration official said President Donald Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth agreed new leadership was needed at the Navy. Undersecretary Hung Cao will serve as acting Navy Secretary. Phelan's exit comes as tensions continue in the Middle East, including a U.S. naval blockade of Iran. His departure is also part of a broader shakeup at the Pentagon, where several top military officials have been removed or replaced in recent months. If you've been shopping for a used car lately, you may have noticed higher prices. New data shows used car prices in the U.S. have reached their highest level in nearly 3 years. Prices are up 6.2% compared to last year, according to Cox Automotive. Experts say strong demand, partly driven by higher tax refunds, is pushing prices up. Inventory is also tight, with fewer used vehicles available on dealer lots. Prices rose again in March and have continued trending higher so far in 2026. Analysts expect prices to stay elevated through the summer before possibly cooling later in the year. 7-Eleven, a nationwide convenience store chain, announced plans to close more than 600 stores during the 2026 fiscal year, according to reports. The popular chain will close 645 locations between March 1st of 2026 and February 28th of 2027, as part of a massive overhaul that will ultimately lead to long-term expansion. The company plans to revamp from its corner store presence to a more fast casual pit stop, with a new food-forward focus on prepared meals, drinks, and an upgraded overall experience. 7-Eleven said the closures are part of a portfolio optimization as it aims to cut underperforming locations. The company has already closed more than 600 locations between 2024 and 2025, which included nearly 450 in North America. Honda has announced a major recall affecting hundreds of thousands of vehicles. The company is recalling more than 440,000 Odyssey minivans from model years 2018 through 2022. Officials say a software issue could cause side airbags to deploy unexpectedly, even during minor road impacts like potholes or speed bumps. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the problem could increase the risk of injury. Honda has received more than 100 claims and dozens of injury reports related to the issue, but no deaths have been reported. Owners will be notified by mail starting in late May, and dealers will repair the issue free of charge by updating or replacing the vehicle's control system. Drivers can check if their vehicle is affected by visiting Honda's website or the NHTSA recall site. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
I'm Mayor Erin Joyce, and I'd like to tell you about some important projects we're working on here in Braintree to improve the quality of our local water bodies and to protect our town from the dangers of flooding and stormwater runoff. Stormwater runoff is the water generated from rain and snowmelt that flows over hard surfaces and does not soak into the ground. Stormwater runs through a system of pipes in the street and into our local water bodies, such as the Cochado River, Farm River, Manatequit River, and Sunset Lake. In Braintree, we have a separate sewer system. So what does that mean? That means that there are actually 2 separate pipes in most streets that carry stormwater and sanitary sewer separately. So when it rains and water washes into our catch basin system, it ties into the stormwater system, which transports water to our water bodies. Over the past 5 years, the town of Braintree has been working hard to maintain and improve our stormwater drainage systems. Now, we're constructing retrofits to the drainage system. These drainage retrofits use the natural process of infiltration to improve water quality and reduce potential flooding in our neighborhoods. At Watson Park, we're constructing a subsurface infiltration system beneath some of the fields, which residents probably won't even realize is beneath their feet when they're walking in the park. Water, as it's flowing off of the neighborhood and flowing uncontrolled to the Fore River, is going to be collected first into a chamber system that sits underground, and the water will be allowed to stop and pause there, giving it time to infiltrate into the ground, treating the water that would otherwise flow untreated and uncontrolled into the Fore River.
I'm Rachel Horak. I live here in Braintree, and I'm the president of Sustainable Braintree. We think of ways that we can help our residents of Braintree live healthier lives that are in better harmony with our planet. The positive impacts of the Watson Park project are cleaner waterways, reduced flooding, and a healthier environment for our residents. In the infiltration basin at Watson Park, there's a fabric that separates the sediments so that the water can flow, and it makes maintenance easier for the town of Braintree. Lots of residents use Smith Beach for swimming. This project will help decrease the incidence of closed beaches due to bad bacteria. Some of the ways that residents can help are reduce the amount of fertilizers that you use on your lawn, picking up pet waste, reducing the amount of garbage in our streets, and also raking the catch basins that you might see on the roadways.
To pay for these projects, we're leveraging grants from the Mass DEP, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, and the Metropolitan Area Planning Council. As a Braintree resident, you should know that the town is actively working on projects that help improve the water quality in our water bodies. With your help and these projects, we will help filter pollution and keep Braintree's rivers, lakes, and streams beautiful for years to come.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Sarah Hamilton. Now we'll be getting into more stories. Braintree police are investigating a shooting that left one man injured Saturday evening. Officers were called just before 6 p.m. to the Extended Stay America Hotel on Rockdale Road for reports of gunshots. A short time later, police found a man with a gunshot wound near Granite Street. Investigators say the victim was shot in the hotel parking lot and is a guest at the property. He was taken to South Shore Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Witnesses, including a firefighter working a detail, reported hearing gunshots and seeing a man run from the area nearby. Businesses were placed on lockdown for several hours. Police say they are trying to contact a person of interest and are asking anyone with information to come forward. A new housing development is being proposed for a site in Braintree that was once planned for life sciences use. Developers are now pitching a 220-unit residential community on 30 acres of land on Columbian Street, near the Weymouth line. The project would include a mix of apartments, townhomes, and cottage-style units. Plans call for more than 100 one-bedroom units, along with 2- and 3-bedroom options. Developers say it's still unclear whether the units will be rentals, condos, or a mix of both. The site currently includes an office building that will remain, with plans to add retail space. The project also is being designed to preserve natural features and connect to trails near the New England Wildlife Center. The proposal is expected to go before the Braintree Planning Board on May 12th. A shopping trip in Braintree turned into a big win for one Massachusetts woman. Leisha Ellerby of Boston won $1 million after buying a Massachusetts state lottery ticket at the Stop and Shop located at 316 Grove Street. The winning ticket was part of the $4 million bonus money game. Ellerby chose the cash option, taking home a one-time payment of about $650,000 before taxes. She says she plans to use the money to buy a car. The Stop and Shop location also received a $10,000 bonus for selling the winning ticket. As warmer weather arrives, health officials are warning about an increase in ticks and a growing health concern. The Massachusetts Department of Public Health says a condition known as alpha-gal syndrome is on the rise. The tick-borne illness can cause a serious allergy to meat and dairy products. Officials say the Lone Star tick, which is linked to the condition, has been spreading north and is now found in parts of Massachusetts, including Cape Cod and the islands. Last year, hundreds of cases were reported on Martha's Vineyard alone. Health experts say the condition can be life-threatening in some cases. Residents are urged to take precautions, including using tick repellent, checking for ticks after being outdoors, and drying clothes on high heat after spending time in wooded areas. Officials say awareness is key as tick season gets underway. The Thayer Public Library wants to alert residents about a temporary service disruption later this month. The library will be transitioning to a new, easier-to-use catalog system on April 30th. As part of that change, the current system, including Libby, Hoopla, and Canopy, will be unavailable from April 27th through April 29th. During that time, staff will not be able to look up library card barcodes. Residents are asked to bring their library card with them to borrow or pick up materials. The library will remain open during its regular hours from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area, but first, here's a look at events happening this month at the Braintree Senior Center, located at 71 Cleveland Ave in Braintree. The Braintree Senior Center has a full lineup of activities this April for residents age 60 and older. From weekly social programs to special events and presentations, there are plenty of opportunities to stay active and connected. The center also offers a variety of weekly activities. Fitness classes are available daily. On Mondays, residents can enjoy bocce at 10, the walking group at 10:30, men's coffee hour at 11, and pool players at noon. Tuesdays feature game day from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. On Wednesdays, Asian Outreach meets at 11, followed by GEMS exercise at 1. Thursdays include quilting at 11:30, pool lessons at 12:30, and knitting at 1. And on Fridays, pool players meet at noon and movies are shown at 1 p.m. Several special events are also scheduled throughout the remainder of the month. Upcoming events include the photography group on April 9th and 23rd, and a Heart and Vessels presentation on April 13th. On April 17th, the center will host a spa day, book club meeting, technology class, and advisory board meeting. Later in the month, residents can attend a Whitey Bulger presentation on April 22nd, a discussion and craft class on April 27th, an Alzheimer's presentation on April 28th, and a historical presentation on April 29th. For more information or to sign up, residents are encouraged to contact the Braintree Senior Center directly. The center is located at 71 Cleveland Avenue in Braintree and can be reached by phone at 781-848-1963. Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. 3 people have been arrested following a months-long human trafficking investigation in Salem. Police say the 3-month investigation focused on businesses advertising bodywork and spa services. Search warrants were carried out Friday at multiple locations along Boston Street. Authorities arrested 3 suspects who now face charges including trafficking for sexual servitude and operating house of prostitution. Investigators say women were brought from New York and kept inside the businesses. Police say the operation was both a criminal investigation and an effort to rescue victims. One of the suspects was arraigned Wednesday and held on $250,000 bail, while the others remain in custody. Karen Reed is back in the news again. Witnesses who testified in the trials against Karen Reed have now filed a lawsuit against her and Aidan Kearney, who is the blogger known as Turtle Boy. Jennifer McCabe, Brian Elbert, Colin Elbert, and Brian Higgins are plaintiffs all named in the suit that was filed last week in Barnstable Superior Court. Reed was found not guilty at her second trial for the death of her boyfriend and Braintree resident John O'Keefe. While Reed tried to clear her own name in the years following his death, she and Kearney have pointed at other people as potential suspects in the case. According to a joint statement released by the plaintiffs, they want to hold Reed accountable for the harassment that they've endured the last 4 years. The complaint further goes into why they are also naming blogger Aidan Kearney in the suit, claiming he has profited off the constant discourse from his defamatory discussions of the Reed case. The 130th Boston Marathon took place Monday, April 20th, with elite runners and thousands of participants taking on the course from Hopkinton to Boston. In the men's race, John Career won for the 2nd year in a row, setting a course record with a time of 2 hours, 1 minute, and 51 seconds. Sharon Lokedi also repeated as women's champion, finishing with a time of 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 51 seconds. In the wheelchair divisions, Marcel Hug claimed his 9th Boston Marathon title, while Eden Rainbow Cooper won the women's race for the 2nd time. Around 30,000 runners from nearly 130 countries and all 50 states participated in this year's race. The event also drew large crowds along the route. continuing its tradition as one of Boston's most iconic annual events. Election season is months away, but a new poll shows some interesting indicators for local politicians. In a new Suffolk University Boston Globe poll, Senator Ed Markey has a lead on his Democratic primary rival, Representative Seth Moulton. The poll found that 47% of likely Democratic voters would choose Markey if the primary was held today, versus 30.4% who would choose Moulton, with 20% undecided. The survey also looks at how much age could factor into voters' decisions. About 36% said age would influence their vote a little, while 32% said it would have no impact. Just over 26% said it would be a major factor. Moulton has pointed to age as part of his campaign message, saying that he doesn't believe Senator Markey should be running for another 6-year term at 80 years old. The poll shows Markey also leads Moulton on favorability and rates his performance as senator as good or excellent. A best-selling author with Massachusetts roots is revealing a big secret. Frida McFadden, known for popular thrillers like The Housemaid, has announced that her real name is Sarah Cohen. Outside of writing, Cohen is a doctor who treats brain disorders. She says she used a pen name to keep her medical career and writing life separate, but with her books gaining even more popularity and a movie adaptation now in the works, she decided it was time to go public. McFadden says she's ready to move forward without the secret, but will continue writing under her pen name. Thank you for tuning into Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment.
Take steps to keep yourself and your family safe from ticks and the illnesses they can cause. Use EPA-approved tick repellents on your skin and clothes. Read and follow the directions. Wear light-colored clothing to make it easier to spot a crawling tick. Check for ticks on yourself, your kids, and your pets anytime you've been outdoors. Some tick bites can make you sick, but finding and removing a tick properly makes it less likely. Call your doctor if you start to feel ill or notice a rash near the bite. Play it safe when you're outdoors.
Hi, I'm Tom Lyons, a retired captain from the Quincy Fire Department and the author of the book Fighting Fire, A Proactive Approach. Do you know that electrical failures are the third leading cause of home fires? Cords and plugs led in this category, while extension cords dominated this category. To avoid these fires, plug heat-generated appliances directly into an outlet. Do not use power strips or extension cords on these appliances. Power strips are designed for use with electronics only. Do not put electrical cords underneath rugs or pinch behind furniture. Do not overload outlets. Charge laptops and phones on hard surfaces only. Finally, if an electrical device is not working as designed, it is time to repair it or replace it. Be conscious of your home environment and be safe, and thank you for doing so.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now here are some new movies and shows that have been creating some social buzz. First, The Mummy follows the young daughter of a journalist who disappears into the desert without a trace. 8 years later, the broken family is shocked when she returns to them. However, what should be a joyful reunion soon turns into a living nightmare as she starts to transform into something truly horrifying. The film stars Jack Rayner and May Callumway. You can watch The Mummy now in theaters. Up next, Exit 8 follows a Tokyo salaryman who is trapped in an endless subway corridor. He must spot and avoid psychological and supernatural anomalies to escape by reaching Exit 8 or else reset to the beginning. The film stars Kazunari Ninomiya and Yamato Kochi. You can watch Exit 8 now in theaters. Finally, Lorne is a documentary that provides behind-the-scenes access to Saturday Night Live creator Lorne Michaels. The film explores his 5-decade influence on television, featuring interviews, rare archival footage, and creative sessions. The film is directed by Morgan Neville, and you can watch Lorne now in theaters. That'll do it for news today. Don't forget, Verizon customers can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128 and Comcast on channel 1073. I'm Sarah Hamilton, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll see you next time.